Mysteries finally solved. The Mayan Civilization. In around 700 to 800 CE, the advanced Mayan civilization vanished. Finally, in 2012, researchers came across evidence that suggests deforestation led to drought and erosion and caused agricultural failure. With no food, the people dispersed and their cities crumbled. A Russian royal family survivor. In 1918, Tsar Nicholas II and his family were executed in the basement of a house. Their bodies were then burned and buried in a grave. Two of the children's bodies, however, went missing, which led many to believe not all of the Romanovs were dead, and rumors and searches went on for decades. In 2007, two bodies were found and DNA proved they were the two missing children. Death Valley Stones. On a dry lake bed in Death Valley, California, people have spent decades wondering how heavy stones seem to be moving on their own and leaving trails. A team of researchers placed their own rocks at the location and found out that small amounts of water would freeze and then melt under the sun. This, along with wind, made the mysterious rocks move a few inches at a time. The Mary Celeste. The merchant ship was found in December 1872 off the Azores Islands with no crew, no signs of foul play, damage, or personal belongings, and the ship's cargo remained on board. The answer to the crew's disappearance was finally explained once the cargo was checked. The ship was carrying alcohol and had several barrels that had leaked. The vapor would have set off a large yet harmless explosion which would have convinced the crew their ship was on fire and bound to sink. This explains the missing lifeboat and the empty barrels on board. Maria Ridolf's murder. A 7-year-old vanished in December 1957. The following spring, Ridolf's body was found and the police began to search for her killer. They came across Johnny McCullough, who fit descriptions of the suspected murderer. However, he was provided an alibi and the case went cold. McCullough's mother later retracted the alibi she provided on her deathbed, and the case reopened in 2008, and Johnny McCullough was convicted of the murder 55 years prior. The Egyptian Pyramids. For so long, people have only had theories to how the Great Pyramids were built. But in 2014, physicists at the University of Amsterdam used drawings from ancient tombs to figure out that the stone blocks were transported on sleds pulled by large teams of men, and water was poured on the ground to reduce friction. The location of Santa Maria. In 1492, the Santa Maria, flagship of Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas, sank when it struck a coral reef. In 2014, archaeologist Barry Clifford reported he had found the wreck, although he had actually already found it a decade earlier and just didn't know it. Clifford was able to pinpoint a fort built by Columbus and cross-referenced this with notes written by the explorer in his diary about the location of the wreck. Death of King Richards. King Richard III died on the battlefield in 1485, but no one knew the exact reason why. In 2012, his remains were found buried under a parking lot, and experts began examining the number of wounds on the king's body. Richard was likely killed by a sword that struck the base of his skull before penetrating up into his head. The Franklin Expedition. In 1845, Sir John Franklin took two ships, the HMS Erebus and the HMS Terror, with him to find the Northwest Passage and were never heard from again. In 2014, searchers discovered the wreck of the Erebus on the floor of the Canadian Arctic, and it is hoped that the Terror will be found with further studying of the Erebus. Amelia Earhart. A set of bones belonging to a Caucasian female was found in 1940, along with a woman's shoe, glass bottle, and sextant case with a serial number consistent with the type used by Earhart's navigator, suggests they crashed on Nikumaroro Island. An aluminum body panel that experts say is definite proof of Earhart's plane due to its size and specific rivet patterns, which matched a custom alteration Earhart made, provided the final say to the mystery of her disappearance.